Hi friends, welcome to Aishudiy. Today we will learn how to make this beautiful earrings. It's a tassel earrings and it has some teardrops, some crystals and some seed beads. So for this project, actually I have used two bicones, two different, like one is frosted and one is transparent. And then a teardrop crystal right here, and then some seed beads, and then a bronze cone bead cap, and I have added one bicone on the top and then a ear wire, and then some fire line to make our beaded tassel. I have here about 1.5 foot fire line. You can take less than that, but I would like to have plenty rather than less. So this is my 11 odd seed beads. You can use 15 odd seed beads too. That will also look good. And other than that, the materials that you need is some 20 gauge wire. I have here Benecraft wire in a bronze color. You can use any color you want, and you can also use multiple, you can mix match some metals as well. I have here about, like, let me say, 3.5 inches or so of wire, so that's more than enough. We don't need more than that. So 20 gauge wire, and then our tools. I have some round nose pliers. I'm going to go ahead and make my loop. So this is my wire, and I'm going to make a bigger loop, but not bigger than the entrance of the speed cap. So I'm just going to make it, and see if this goes inside this, and it does fit inside. So that's important, that we need to know. And I'm just going to hold this like that and make my long wire like this. Then I'm just going to wrap this wire, just two eyes, not more than that, because we don't need extra wire out there, because that might make it difficult to go into the bead cap. So I'm just going to check again, and it's going and sitting right nicely over there. And I'm going to take my tweezer nose pliers just to tuck in the tail. Doesn't have to be perfect, because anyways this is going to go inside and nobody's gonna see it. So this is my loop right here, and I have here about an inch or so, inch and a half or so. Now I take my fire line. This is a 6 pound fire line that I'm using, in a smoke color, green color. Actually this is wildfire. You can use fire line too. So here I have threaded my needle in the fire line, and the other end of the fire line, one end is threaded with the needle, the other end the tail. I'm just going to put the tail inside the loop, just like so, and then I'm going to tie it into series of knots. So a couple of knots, actually a couple of good knots, to secure the thread to the loop. So you can do double knots, triple knots, whatever you want, but just secure the uh, thread to the wire. And then I'm just going to take the thread, go into the loop once, and then again actually tie the thing. You can also put a dab of glue over there. I would like to put once I'm done with the piece, and then I'm gonna put a glue on the end knots as well, and this knot as well. So once you feel it's secure, then it's time for you to thread in the beads. So this we don't need right now. And here is our seed beads. I'm just going to just thread in my seed beads. We can do just like this, one by one, like that, and it's gonna take time. I would like to do it like this. So you can go randomly or you can follow the one that you did already. So I'm just going to follow the earring that I did already. I just did a little bit of manipulation out there. I didn't do completely straightforward or so. So first I thought I'll do 3.5, then I thought I'll do 2.5, and then I didn't know how much I did. So it's just depends on how much you want. And here is the earring. The center is a long. There is the next with the frosted one, and then the last is this. So I'm gonna just start with the last one. So I have threaded my beads and I'm seeing it to be okay. I'll just take one out and then I will put in my crystal. It's a 4mm bicone, and then 4 seed beads. And then thread it all down right here. And then I'm gonna take one of this crystal, okay, and then 3 seed beads. This will create a picot effect. Let me show you guys. So now I will skip the 3 seed beads and go into the bicone and all the way up. Actually I have to go all the way up, but I'll go as much as I can, and then again we can go through the entire thing. So here we go, and then just kind of pull it together, and then I have to go all the way up to the loop. And then I would like to go into the loop as well with the needle and start my next row. So here is it. And then the next row I will thread in some seed beads. The next row will be the frosted one. And then I'll have this as a gate. The frosted one, I need to know how long that is. So I'm just keeping it right next to it. And I need 4 more seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm gonna add 1 frosted crystal. You can do all the same. That's absolutely not a problem. Whichever you prefer. Then 4 seed beads. And then one frosted bicone, and then 3 seed beads for the picot. This is what I have so far. I'll drop those down all the way. And one more time, let's just take this one and then measure it out, because once we are done we cannot do it. So okay, that's good enough. So now the same thing, leave the 3 seed beads and go through all the beads that you strung in this line. Pull the thread through. There's a gap, just hold on to this and then just pull it up. It will come. Few more seed beads to go. Once you're done with that, then I like to go into the loop. So once you do that, just make sure you have it tight enough, all those things. And then now the center one, ready to thread in the seed beads. This line we have to put I'm sure this must be more than the other one. So just make sure the seed beads doesn't go beyond the loop, and just pull it out and take your other, you can measure each and everything, or you can count the beads, whichever is easy for you. I need 5 more, I guess. Let me do 4 and see if I still need. No, I'm done. Not anymore. Okay, now a 4mm bicone crystal, then 3 seed beads, and then a bicone crystal, sorry, a teardrop crystal. This is our focal, and then 3 seed beads. So drop that all down. This is what we have so far. Now leave everything and go through the bicone and the seed beads. If you do that, this is what it will make. You'll make a triangle shape for the teardrop to go in nicely. And now we have to pass through the rest of the seed beads. There we go. And then I would like to go into the loop. Oops, seriously. There we go. Sorry about that. Just make sure everything is nice and tight so that then now again the frosted line. We need to do the frosted line. So thinking I'll just move my camera a little bit up. I guess you guys can still see nicely. There we go. Otherwise I keep on hitting my camera. So it's easy to pile up the seed beads and just thread in like this rather than going one by one. when you have a lot. Okay, now we can measure. Actually, we have more. Let's see. Two more. A frosted bicone. So you can also use the teardrop crystal for every single line. I just prefer this um, because I had the only two of the teardrop crystals. I think for some two for pendant, so that's about it. So four doesn't make sense for me. So I wanted to use the crystals, but I then like the frosted ones too. But I want to tie this color to the entire project. That's why I'm using this crystal and the frosted crystal. It's just a design preference that I have. You guys can use whatever you want, whichever you like. You don't have to use bicone. You can use pearls. You can use roundel crystals, or gemstones. But gemstones is a little bit tricky because the thread is going to twice through the beads. So the hole, I guess the hole is not that, the hole won't be that small, because anyways this 6 pound thread is um, not that thick. So I guess you can use a gemstone too, but I have never tried. I always opted for bicones, seed beads and bicones and crystals, for these kind of projects, bead weaving especially. For bead stringing, yes, gemstones. For me, gemstones makes more sense. So it's totally up to you. Okay, I have some tail. Just tightening it up as I go. The last thing, excuse me, guys. So I'm doing a pearl earring. I'll upload it in a day or two. So it's gonna be coin pearls, and pearls are my favorite so far. I mean, all gemstones are good, but pearl has a special thing to me. Like, I love pearls. The only thing is you need to get genuine pearls, and the genuine pearls, the hole is not as big as the fake ones. I mean, it's big, but it won't be that big, right? And it's hard. You can actually use silk thread, and that's about it with pearls. And I would like to macrame actually, but I tried. It didn't work out with the seal-on cord. Okay, and then one by cone, four seed beads, and one by cone, and then three seed beads. So there is a lot of different pearls out there. I'm sorry if I'm out of focus. So there is a lot of pearls out there, different types. Um, the pearls are cultured also, and then the oysters or the clams, I guess, they're operated, and some grain or so is put in their system, and they are given antibiotics, and then if something goes into that oysters and then disturb their um, ecosystem, I guess, into their body, muscles, I think those are muscles, I guess, and if they do, then they secrete a white sediment, and that's like a mother of pearl, as you means sediment that it keeps on depositing on the foreign object inside its body. So that's how we get the sheen, the shine of the lustrous pearl. Freshwater pearls don't have that much shine, but these do, and they are cultured that way. And I have seen some documentaries on that. I guess can check it out if when you're free or something like that. It's interesting, but an oyster or a mussel to get the thing naturally into their body and it developing the pearl for years and years, it is like a millionth of a chance or something like that. So it's pretty hard for that to happen naturally. That's why the natural pearl is very expensive. And so I used to initially think in my childhood like the oyster or the mussel come up to the surface of the seawater, and if a raindrop goes into it, and that's how the raindrop actually forms into a pearl after quite some time. That was a funny story I had known for years. So one fine day I decided I would find out, and then I watched this documentary. I am going into the loop with my needle and I'm tying like knots, couple of knots. And once I'm happy with all the knots, what I'm going to go through is I'm just going to come back through all my beads. You can actually come back through the entire thing and go back again and reinforce one more time, but that's not very necessary because this is already doubled, the thread is doubled, only the ends are not. Sometimes we do this fringes with the 15 O's, then definitely it's difficult, but with 11 O's you can, I think, go again one more time. It should not be a problem. Then you can go into the seed bead, come back through the entire picot, come back here right before the bicone. I'm doing a half inch knot. Just make sure that you come around, put your needle through into the loop that you made right now, but just be careful to put the knot exactly where you want and it doesn't catch hold of any bead or so. That's the important thing to note. And then go up back all the way. Already it's becoming tighter. And once you're up, if you're not able to pull your needle through, use your pliers to do so. There we go. I have a short tail. What I'm going to go through is I'm just going to cruise through the top of this and come back to this tail that we first added. I'm just going through. I'm cruising through the knots that we made here. And then I'm just going to go through this one and come back here and then tie knot with the original tail, the short tail that we had Just one knot is also enough. And then what I'm going to go do is I'm just going to come back. I still have just a little bit of thread left. If you don't have enough thread, then you can just snip it off here. It's not a big deal. And then I'm just going to come back here just before the bicone and do a half-inch knot if possible. There we go. See? And then go through that. Come back up. And then you can snip it off with a scissor. Let me find a scissor. There we go. And then what we can do is I'm just going to snip this off a little bit, leaving a little tail, just a short one. Then I'm going to take my glue, GS Hypo Cement or bead stinging glue, and just drop a dab of glue on the knot and the knot over here and turn it in the back and just do a rub the entire thing so it's nice and secure. And if you have GS Hypo Cement, then you can use this one as a bead lawn, a bead stringing glue. Nowadays there is one glue called sap glue. They're saying that that's very nice. I'm just going to put my bead cone on top, and I'm just going to check if all my fringes are okay, which it is. And then I'm just going to take one of the bicones and thread in the bicone that will sit right on top of this, and I'm just making sure everything is nice and secure. There we go. And take my round nose pliers, bend it to 90 degree, and then wrap it around. I'm just going to make a small wrap loop right here, and then wrap a couple of times until you reach the bead. It needs to be secure, that's very important. And then make sure it's tight. That's all. And then snip off the excess wire, then tuck in the tail, our earring is almost done. All you need to do is open up the ear wire and then add it to the loop. And our fringe earrings or tassel earrings, a beaded tassel earring is done. We are done with it. Just make sure the loop is closed. Just leave it, don't wear it for a day or so until the glue dries. And how cool is our earrings? It's very pretty. I really like it. You can do this in any colors and any beads you want. 15 O's will also work fine. So you can do with different beads and different sizes and stuff like that. It'll be fun to do all of those. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and have a good day. Bye. Oopsie daisy. Let me just put it over here. We have our earrings. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification, and have a good day.